Bekah Fay, CrossFit Coconut Creek. This is lesson 3 of coach development, scaling options. So our Metcon today is going to be a 400-meter run, 30-meter handstand walk, 400-meter run, 30 pistols, 2 rounds of that for time. Now, if I estimated the stimulus right, based on how long each of these tasks take for a typical member at our gym, it's going to take us between 12 and 15 minutes to get those 2 rounds done. For beginners, I have a couple of scaling options here. We're going to cut the run distance right in half and have them do a 200-meter run to kind of manage that running volume right off the bat. We're going to swap out, instead of 30-meter handstand walk, very advanced gymnastics movement, we're just going to do 30 high plank shoulder taps, alternating high plank shoulder taps to get still load through the shoulder and practice weight shifts through the upper body. So 30 reps of that, another 200-meter run, and instead of 30 pistol squats, we will do 20 air squats. Just bring it back to foundations. If they're truly a beginner and deconditioned, we want to make sure those air squats are beautiful first and foremost before we start doing single leg variations. Then my intermediate athletes, we get to swap out our handstand walk. I gave them a couple options. If they do want to traverse that 30 meters, I really like doing the bear crawl instead to scale the handstand walk, because when it's done right, again, that weight shifting from hand to hand and if you're focusing on keeping your hips over your shoulder, I really like how that transfers over to eventually getting your handstand walk. Or if they don't want to have that 30-meter travel, we're going to keep with the theme of weight shifting, and we're just going to do 30 reps of an inverted shoulder taps, of alternating inverted shoulder taps. Now, that can be on the wall. It can be with knees on a box or feet on a box, to even scale this further, like little mini scales within this category. But I like those a lot to help people eventually work their way toward a handstand walk. And then for pistols, I would recommend a single leg squat to a box, so to a target. It can be an 18-inch bench, it can be a 20-inch box, or assisted pistol. If they have the range of motion, maybe they just don't have the balance, right? Then I'm going to have them on a set of rings doing assisted pistol squats to full depth. Now, my injured people are going to come over here. We love giving a lot of different options based on the injury. I'm a physical therapist, and I typically have a very intimate view of people's aches and pains at our gym. And so we can give them very appropriate scaling options that also serve as like a little bit of rehab for them. So if we're looking at an upper body injury, if they can tolerate weight bearing through their shoulder, then we'll still bring them back here to the shoulder taps. If they can't do that weight bearing thing, we do want to see if we can load the shoulder just a little bit and maybe do a light overhead plate carry for that 30 meters or a similar time domain. Maybe have them do it for 1 minute if they can tolerate it. Lower body, 400-meter run, we're going to swap it out for a 2-minute bike. That way they can be in charge of the intensity. If we give them that 2-minute window, they can really push it if they're able to, or if it's more of a recovery bike and they're just getting blood flow to that injured knee or hip or whatever, then they're in charge of that for their 2 minutes. And then for the pistol squat, maybe we can do a pistol squat to a high box if they can tolerate that, or an assisted squat, no pistol. We're just doing an assisted air squat using the rings to help us and to offload that lower body as much as possible. So that is my lesson 3, scaling options.